evening, everyone. Thank you all for attending. And I think we actually should have one more round of applause. A special thanks to Karen Ferguson, Karen Friedman, the entire extremely talented and hardworking staff, Alina, and the others who have made this tonight possible. So another round. Hooray. I've been asked to talk briefly about the two men who inspired the Superhero Awards and for whom they're named. I think everyone here knew Bob Ball, at least by reputation. We all know he was a giant. His main calling, of course, was Social Security, to which he dedicated 7 decades of his life. He is the single person most responsible, living or dead, for the vital economic security that Social Security provides not only to the 54 million beneficiaries currently receiving it, those who received it in the past, but also the 165 million workers whose wages are insured against loss in the event of disability, death, or old age. Although he's best known for his advocacy of Social Security, he was also committed to strengthening private pensions because he wanted workers to have a supplement for Social Security's modest benefit. For that reason, he served on the board of directors of the Pension Rights Center for 20 years, 2 decades. And he was an active, dedicated member of the board. He came to virtually every meeting and provided always his wise counseling. In many ways, he was, in so many ways, a superhero. He was joined on the board for those entire 20 years with a close colleague and friend, another superhero, the other person these awards are named for, Lisle Carter. Lisle also was a giant. He also was committed to ensuring the equity, adequacy, and security of private pensions. Out of that concern, he became a member of President Carter's Commission on Pension Policy, out of which, whose recommendations resulted in a number of really groundbreaking changes to the law that made the programs much fairer. Out of that same concern, he also, as I said, was on the board. He actually served for 21 years. His work on his legacy really inspired Retirement USA, which is an important initiative both at the Pension Rights Center and a number of the other organizations who have members here. He also, in many ways, was an inspiration for this evening because he was a consistent voice on the board for encouraging more time and more commitment to fundraising so that the center's powerful, important, unique voice could always be heard, that it would always be sustained. Although Bob and Lisle have both recently died in the last few years, they're certainly with us in spirit tonight. We will be eternally grateful for their wisdom and leadership, as will the nation. Their spirit lives on not just tonight, but in the work that the Pension Rights Center does every day. Although they're not with us, we are fortunate to have Lisle's widow, Jane Livingston, who is a superhero herself, who is with us. So let me conclude by asking everyone to please join with me in another round of applause, this time in memory of and an appreciation for the legacy of 2 smart, committed, dedicated, compassionate, pragmatic superheroes, Bob and Lisle.